It really is crazy to think back what was going on 4 years ago. It was you and I in a conference room of another company, a shared conference room. With
about the size of this couch times 2.
I'm not sure you realized what I was selling, much less what it meant to project manage it. But
no. I like most people, I was probably enamored by John's good looks and suave attitude.
Exactly what it is. To making decisions that were in the hundreds of dollars, which felt huge at that time.
Absolutely.
Buying our first computer was an incredibly stressful exercise for us. And 7 months ago, buying a company that was the same size as us a year earlier.
Yeah.
I never thought we would go through those kind of things and buy other companies and be growing at that kind of pace.
I always go back to that, we're not a think tank, we're a do tank.
Right.
Right? So you got all these people that started the consulting process and we give you these really big ideas. And you get all these people at the end of the process and they give you these big reports. And we're kind of somewhere in the middle, helping you define it, ideate on it, build from it, and then you run and take it.
There's so many businesses who can just be good enough. We've never had that luxury.
Yeah, we're having fun, you're allowed to drink liquor in the office and you can play ping pong, but deliverables don't get let out the door unless they are ready to be sent.
And working until something is at a point where we all are in love with it instead of it being just good enough. It probably stems from somebody can walk in, they can see themselves if they're that good. They can see others just like them. They're kind of batting up instead of having to come in and be dominant or be the most senior person.
It's not to say we don't have management philosophy or managers, of course we do, but it's less management and it's more like lack of disappointment. You know, you're just assuming that people are getting their stuff done, and they do.
We have a really broad definition of design. It's everything from business analysis and strategy, market research, user research, and then actual visual design where the colors come in. That's actually just the last part of a very long process. You want to understand the customers and the users, and it's not just going and asking them what they want. It's going and really understanding and observing their behavior in their environment, and then also on the client's behalf, understanding what behaviors we're trying to change.
The quantitative definitely gives us a large breadth and understanding of the entire industry. We find that really, really useful at times, but for us, what we kind of really gear towards is that qualitative research, where it's more, let me get to know you as a person, an individual. There's always going to be surprises and there's always going to be news stories and things that come out of user research that really kind of affects, both business goals all the way down to the very last designs.
We take Fortune 500 companies and we extend their brand and their message, and the open door policy that we have really helps us to push projects forward. If I have this really cool idea about a transition or something that I want a screen to do, then I can walk over to a developer and say, hey, is this possible? Can buttons do this? And developers will be like, yeah, give me 10 minutes or give me an hour, and they'll push it back to me. That really helps us to net out a lot of ideas that may not work and really come out with something that's new and fresh.
The stuff that we do is not just conceptual. Like, you will get to see people actually out in the world using the thing that you worked on. I would say this team has done more products here than the entire 10 years that I worked anywhere else before combined. Like, that's how fast and efficient we're able to do it. One of the biggest impact projects we've had was with the world's largest payment processing company, and obviously payments is a very busy space and they're not being immediately threatened, but they see that if the market keeps changing this way, they're going to be, and they're going to have to change and add some new services to it. They didn't really know what those were though, so they came to us, and what we came out with was a solution that not only changes the service offerings that they have, but it changes the way they think about themselves and the business that they're in.
Businesses come to ÄKTA because they've got products that they need built, but we don't stop there at the product. Beyond building a product, we also give clients the tools that they need in order to sell their vision internally as well as to consumers. Clients tell us that working with us is fun. We bring new methods, we bring new tools, we bring different ways of looking at things that maybe they hadn't even considered before.
You ask clients why do they want to be a part of ÄKTA. They like that we've got a variety of things going on. We work with startups, mid-cap companies, and multinational corporations. And they love that variety, that our employees are exposed to cutting-edge stuff on the startup scene, whether it's companies at 1871 or TechNexus, as well as bringing commercial-grade solutions into big companies like Exelon, Motorola, DeVry, big companies that need commercial-grade help. We have clients on both coasts of the United States, in Europe as well. We are getting calls from all over the world, and we're very selective on what we work on. Is it a company that we can actually partner with and do good work for? over 2 to 3 year periods. We want long-term relationships with, nice big brands that are, quite frankly, selfishly speaking, fun to work with.
Everyone here is so uniquely awesome in so many different ways. I mean, from the hobbies they do outside to the unique characteristics they bring to the office that I never would have in my wildest dreams expected we would have as a team here.
What people do outside of work, I think, defines almost as much as what they can do for us and with us. And it's something that we consistently ask in interviews. It's like, what do you do outside of work?
Because every single person here is deeply passionate about something. It doesn't matter if it's exhibits or triathlons or travel or the ability to go and build things with their hands. And that's why we have people who have created bands together, who have run marathons together, and who will go and do a film contest over a weekend. The reason they're so interesting, the reason they're so cool, the reason that they're so smart isn't just because you and I want to be around cool, smart people. It's because they're the kinds of people who can come in and solve challenges and problems and opportunities at this level for these kind of companies.
I love building, I love tinkering. I've been doing it for as long as I can remember. You can never progress to a point that you're actually done learning anything because the technical side has progressed so far and it hasn't stopped. It's been picking up pace and you have to keep up with those changes. It's no different in the hobby industry than it is here at ÄKTA. We have so many different industries that we're part of, from the iOS side or the Android side or even the marketing stuff.
I like to de-stress by practicing yoga. I find that it's a great way for me to quiet all the noise from the problems that are happening in my life and allows me to focus on the things that really matter. And at ÄKTA, I do much the same with our clients. I help them sort through their complexity, identify the true need, and work with them to create a strategy that will help them meet that need.
I was a sprinter in college. I swam the 50 freestyle, which is an event that is over in a snap. You have to be perfect in everything that you do. If you miss your start, you slip on the start, you're not going to go your fastest time. When you're programming, if you miss a flag or change something from true to false and you don't mean to, things just aren't going to work. And so all of our training and our learning, and then also our team as well, right? Always striving and pushing forward and kind of watching each other and make sure that we don't make those mistakes and that the development process runs smoothly.
If you had asked me 4 years ago, would we be servicing Fortune 100 clients 4 years from then? No, there's no way. But you fast forward to today, that's our majority of our client base.
Let me ask you, what was your vision?
It's always been to bring the best and smartest people together to solve big problems. But in what form and shape it has been ever going. Every single time we get a new client and able to execute it successfully, it makes me rethink what we're here for and what our opportunities are. And all of a sudden, something that would have been impossible 6 months earlier is not only possible, but it becomes a core piece of the vision and strategy.
We've always had a bit of a global view, and we really haven't had the opportunity yet to make a global impact. And I think that's what's on our horizon.
What we have the opportunity to work on every day changes every single day. And so I think one of our biggest, not only opportunities, but also challenges is just going to be continuing to keep up with that at the pace we have. And before it's become commoditized, before it's become a buzzword, be able to capitalize on it, specialize in it, truly deliver its value, and then be in front of the next trend.